Hello everyone, welcome back to our Laravel tutorial series. Up to this point, we have built everything step by step. We started from installation, created our structure, and connected the database, and implemented CRUD, and added authentication, secured our system, and even optimized our performance. Now we are at the final stage. This is where everything becomes real. So in today's discussion, we will see a deployment. So let's start with simple question. What does it actually mean to deploy any application? Right now, your Laravel blog apps run locally in our machine. So that means only you can access it. So deployment is the process of taking your application and making it available to the world. It moves your project from your computer to server that runs 24/7. So before we deploy anything, we need a way to manage our code. So this is where Git comes in. Git allows us to track changes, manage version, and collaborate with other developers. So the basic workflow is simple. First, we stage our changes, then commit them with message, then we push them to a remote repository. This creates a history of your project over time, and if something goes wrong, you can always go back. So in real world development, this is not optional; it is essential. So essential, we have here an essential Git commands. Master the fundamental operations that keep your code base synchronized and collaborative. First of all, we are going to say git add, uh, then git commits and the message, the reason we make those commits. Then we push our origin main. Then we will pull origin main, then git branch future name, and then git merge future name. So sometimes there could be a conflict. So when multiple developer edit the same file, git flag conflict requiring manual resolution. So there is something important since when multiple developer work on same project, conflict can happen. That means two people change the same part of code. Git will stop and ask you to resolve it manually. So this might look confusing at first, but it's actually a safety mechanism. It ensures that no code is overwritten without your approval. The next is deployment strategy from GitHub to production. Now let's talk about what happens after your code is on GitHub. Your repository becomes the source of the truth. From there, deployment pipeline takes over. Every time you push your code, automated system can test, build, and deploy your application. So this is called a continuous integration and a continuous delivery. So instead of manually uploading files, everything is automated. This reduces human error and make deployment reliable. So we have a GitHub repository for this. Your code base lives in version control, tracked with commits and branches. Then a pipeline, automated testing, and building process ensures code quality before deployment. Then render hosting, which is a cloud infrastructure service your application globally with high availability. So now we are going to deploy our site on render. Next is continuous integration and delivery. Every Git push triggers automated workflows that tests, builds, and deploy our application. So this eliminates manual deployment step and reduces human error. Services like Git Action or Render automatically detect Laravel projects and run appropriate build commands. Our next option is Docker setup or environmental consistency. Now let's talk about one of the most important concepts in modern development, Docker. Docker allows you to package your application together with everything it needs to run, which is same PHP version, same dependency, same environment. So this solves one of the most common problem in development. It works on any machine with Docker. It works everywhere. So the reason why Docker matters is Docker container package our application with all dependency, ensuring identical behavior across development, staging, and production environment. So it eliminates, it works on any machine. So it eliminates problem, consistency, PHP version and extension, and isolated database and service, and easy scaling and development. We will see it together. During our production process, we may face several database and UI challenges. So now here is where things get real. What works locally doesn't always work in production. For example, SQLite. Locally, it works perfectly, but in cloud environments, files are not permanent. Every deployment resets to the system. That means your database disappears. That's why production system use external database like MySQL or PostgreSQL because they store data outside of the application. But here, since our production environment doesn't require a lot of traffic and it's easy to maintain, and since this is a learning process, we're gonna deploy using that SQL Lite database. It is simple. We will see it together. Next is session and configuration issue. So our common problem are session and configuration issue. Now let's talk about configuration. Laravel uses caching to improve performance, but sometimes cached configuration can cause problem. So especially when environment variables change. Our next issue is session driver problem. By default, sessions are stored in files, but in production, this doesn't work well. So we move session to database or services like Redis. So this ensures user to stay logged in across server. Next problem is our front end and asset issue. Before that, we have another issue like uh, a stateless environment. This is a key concept called stateless environment. When we say here stateless environment, this means the server doesn't remember a previous state. Every deployment is like starting fresh. So if you store file locally, they will be lost. So that's why we use external service like database, file storage, and configuration. This is how scalable systems are built. Our next issue is front-end and asset pipeline. So now let's talk about front-end. In development, asset loads automatically, but in the production, they must be built. So if assets are missing, your UI breaks. So before deployment, we compile everything, CSS, JavaScript, and other assets. This ensures your application looks correct for user. Actually, in our project, we are not gonna use byte uh, because to make our application easy, for now we remove byte version. At first, our UI, especially for login and registration, will appear what we call the distorted, but our main functionality will continue consistent. And it's better to remove a byte for first installation because it have a lot of dependency issue like npm and other nodes. So build commands always we should run npm install to install dependencies, then npm run build compile css javascript and asset before deployment. So we are going to use a simple method. We can remove bytes uh, since this is our first upload to remove complexity. Our final result is a production ready platform. At this point, your application becomes something much bigger. You now have a complete Laravel blog app with authentication, CRUD operation, working front end, and a system that can run in production. But more importantly, you now understand how real systems work from development to deployment, from beginner to developer. So we will come back to this topic after we have done with practice courses. So now that you have understand the full picture, let us move into practical part. I will show you step by step how to actually deploy your Laravel application. You need to watch it carefully. This is where everything comes together. So now let's move to our coding exercise. Since now we are going to implement everything step by step, let's move to create a new file. And this time I'm not just going to type the codes, I will explain exactly what every line does so you fully understand what's happening. Let's create a new file. First, we need to create a file called start.sh. Let's create start.sh. Let's create this new file in our blog app, our root folder. This script will run automatically when the container starts, and you need to think of it like uh, a brain of our. So you need to think of it as the startup brain of our application. So now let's say let's write our script bin sh. This line tells the system which shell to use to execute this script. In simple term, it says run this file using the shell environment. Let's say echo starting Laravel, echo starting Laravel. This just prints a message in the terminal. It helps us to confirm that the script has started running. Now let's create an iteration if if our environment, if this is our environment, first we check if the env file exists, then Copy, I'm gonna say pp dot imp, our example dot imp. So this exclamation mark here marks as not or different from. So this read as if the env file does not exist. Then we copy env example and rename it to env. This ensures the application always has the configuration setting. Let's generate our key. Next, let's generate our key. Next, generate key. Simply we say PHP artisan key generate forcefully generate. So this command generates Laravel application key. The key is used to encrypt and for security purpose. The force flag ensures it runs even if the key is already existed. So every time the app starts, it guarantees a valid key, uh, or it guarantees a valid key. Next, we run a migration. We are going to run migration. Simply, we say PHP artisan migrates. Simple concept again. Force PHP artisan migrate. Force this runs database migration. Migration creates table in the database. So the force flag allows it to run the production mode without asking for confirmation. So your database is always ready automatically. Next step is linking our storage. Let's say storage link. Storage link. We are going to say PHP artisan PHP artisan storage link storage link and true storage link or PHP artisan storage link true. This PHP artisan storage link true. This creates a symbolic link between storage and public folders. This required to display uploaded images. The two-line true part means even if this command fails, don't stop the script. So if the link already existed, then the script continue without crashing. Next, we need to create a clearing mechanism for catch. So we are going to say clear catch, clear catch. Simply PHP artisan optimize clear. Simple concept used to clear caches, all cache configuration. Sometimes Laravel caches all the settings. So this command ensures everything is fresh and up to date. Next, we are going to start our server. Let's start. Let's start our server, which is PHP artisan serve same as local one, and host, our hosts 0.0.0.0, and let's say port, which is 1000. So now we have completed our start uh, dot sh, or our starting Laravel development. When we say PHP artisan serve, this starts as the Laravel development server. Now this is part of our server, so it's very important. 00 means allow access from the outside of container, and port 1000 is required because render expects the app to run on that port. So without this, your app will not be accessible online. Now let's make our script executable. Let's go to our root directory. Let's open a git here. It's my favorite. Let's open git here. So let's run the chmod, chmod. Uh, then our file name. See, now we have make it executable. Our next step will be creating a Docker file. Docker file. Let's create a new file, a new file, a new file. Let's create a new file. Docker. Docker. We will name it as Docker file. Docker. Let's say Docker file. New file. And Docker file. Let's create a Docker file. So in our Docker file, let's save from PHP 8.2 CLI. This status the base image. We are using PHP version of 8.2. This means our container starts with PHP already installed, and then we install system level dependencies. Let's quickly run apt get update and apt get install. Let's git unzip. Let's write this quickly. Then SQLite 3. Uh, this is a SQLite database support we are giving. Database support dev 11. Sorry, 11. -h dev, then lab dev again. Next, let's say build essential. Now we build essential, that means compiling extension. This thing installs dependency, install dependencies, dependencies. So our next stage will be installing PHP extension. Let's say install a PHP extension. Let's run Docker PHP wt, then install SQLite and string. Let's see. So this installs a PHP extension. PDO and the PDO SQLite is database connection. MB string is string handling, and BCMAT is math operation. That means Laravel depends on this extension. Let's install a composer. Let's install PHP composer. Let's composer, simple thing. So copy from composer latest. Let's say and then bin, and then composer, and then bin, and then composer. So this thing copies composer into our container. Composer is required to install Laravel dependencies. Instead of installing it manually, we reuse it from another image. Next, let's say our work directory. Let's say work dir work, yes, work directory. Let's say it's var ww. This is setting a working directory. Follow command after this will run inside var ww. So this is where our project is live. Let's say copy. Let's say copy and tap. This copy all project file into container. Everything in Laravel app is now inside Docker. Let's run our Docker, install Laravel and dependencies. So uh, let's install Laravel dependencies. Let's run composer, install composer, install uh sorry no dev, and let's say optimize the autoloader. So this thing install Laravel dependency. Now dev means remove development package, optimize autoloader, improve performance. So this step prepare the app for production. Let's run switch mode now. Let's allow, or let's give permission. Let's give permissions. Let's run command switch modes minus let's make it capital 775 storage bootstrap h. This thing says permission, so Laravel needs to write access to storage and cache folder. Without this, the app may fail to run. So let's make it executable. Let's uh, make start start uh, script executable. Let's make it executable. Let's say run switch mode. Let's make it executable switch mode, then our file name as we have done it in our local machine, and expose. Let's expose our port, which is 1000. Next, let's start our app. Start our app. So cmd executable sh, and then our shell is start dot. Now we are done with Docker. We are done with our Docker files. So when we say expose 1000, this tells Docker which port for application to use. Render uses this port to connect to your app. Finally, when we say cmd shell and start h, this is the final instruction. It tells Docker if the container starts, run the start script. This is what trigger everything automatically. Next, we need to set our environment. For example, our environment should be DB connection should be SQLite, and our database should be in the var www database and database SQLite. So we are going to change this. Let's change this into something important. Let's say yeah, everything. Let's change everything. www dot let's say database, and then database dot SQLite. So our database connection is this, our database path is. So we have already have a database in our database folder. Here is a database SQLite file, so we don't need to create a database file here. Now let's going to create a repository in our GitHub. As I've already said, we need to use a GitHub. Let's sign in into our GitHub machine. Let's sign in. Now let's create a new repository. Let's name it actually blog. You can leave it everything. Let's choose visibility public. Just simply create a repository here. Now our path is this. This is our URL into our Git repository. Now we are in our main. So since I am in our main, simply need to add, then commit, then push my code. I don't need what we call is that to branch into main. I have already in our main directory. For you, let's show you starting from the first step. First step, you need to say git init. Our first step should be let's initialize our git. First step is git init. Then you say we don't need to add a repo. Let's git commit. Then you will say git commit minus m. If this is your first commit, you are going to say like this. This is let's make it simple. First commit. See, I am on my main. I don't need to say these things. So if you are starter, you need to say git commit at first commit. But in my case, I just say git add. Simply, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna write git commit minus m. Let's say docker deploy set up. See, we have this. I simply push it to my GitHub repository. Actually, I need to have what we call is that this path. Let's copy this path. Let's add this origin. If it doesn't exist, git remote are actually I've already connected it. Yeah, remote origin already exists. So I need to simply push our code. Let's say git push. So I will push it directory. So now let's check my repository. Let's go to home, repositories. Let's check our blog app repository. See, now my uh, blog app is already here. So we have already make our project here. So now let's move to next step. Our next step is rendering our project. So a render setup is our next project. Now let's go to a render. When you go to render, you need to GitHub. You need to have a GitHub. So you need a login with GitHub. So now let's log in with GitHub. Then let's create a new web service from a public Git repository. So now we are going to copy this, and this our GitHub has. Then let's connect it. We'll directly connect. So our source code is here, this blog up. So our setup will be Docker, since we have already created a Docker file. Next, we will use a free uh, $0 a month. Here we need to add an environmental variables. We need to add environmental variables. Let's say app. Our first thing is app. App imp. App environment. Our app environment will be production environment. See, in our env environment, our app env is local. Here our app is production. Let's say app debug is here true. We are going to make our app debug. Let's add environmental variable app debug here. Let's make it false. Next, let's generate a key here. PHP. Let's generate our PHP. Let's generate key. PHP artisan key generate. Let's say show. Or we can copy the key from here, and we are going to paste it on render. Let's wait for this to finish. It's progressing well. Meanwhile, in deployment server, there's advanced option. You can upload secret file, store plain text file containing secret data such as info file or private key. You can add secret, and you can add health check paths, provide HTTP endpoint path that renders message periodically to monitor your service. The next is registry credential. If your service pulls a private Docker image, run from a registry, specify credential that can access those images and manage your credential. Next, Docker build context directory. This passes to your service Docker build context related to the repo root. And Docker file path, the path to your service Docker file relative to the repo root. Default to this. Next, Docker command optionally override your Docker file. Same and 3-point instruction is different command to start your server. redeploy commands, run this command before start the command auto deploy. So we have various advanced option. We leave it as it is. Let's so this is our latest key. Let's first copy it here, and also let's copy this full thing. So here add environmental variable, and then our app key is uh, this. So now before deploy, let's check everything's fine in our code. Every time we made changes, we need to commit and push into our Git repository. So I am now on the final stage. So I'm going to deploy our web service. Let's deploy it. During the deploy stage, we may face a lot of problem, and we will figure it out together. This is our deploy stage. It's currently deploying, so we can see event logs here. This are all logs. It's progressing well. As I've already mentioned in our Docker file, we start by defining the base image that gives us a PHP version 8.2. Then we install system dependencies. These tools are required for Laravel and the PHP extension. Next, we install a PHP extension. This allows Laravel to connect to database and process data. Then we have installed a composer, and a composer is required to install Laravel dependencies. And then we define working directory. This is where our application will live inside the container. Then we copy entire project. After that, we install all Laravel dependencies, and also we will optimize the autoloader for better performances. And then we fix permission. This is critical, especially for storage and cache. Next, we make sure the start script is executable. Then we expose our port 1000, and finally we tell the Docker to run start script when the container starts. By the way, the start script contain several things. Anyhow, our application is live. You can see May 3, 2026, 7:41 a.m. It's live. So available at URL http blogapp on render.com. So now let's copy this and paste, and I will see either it's working, or if there is any problem we can fix it together. Blogapp 99 on render.com. See, our application is uploaded with new database. There is no post here. First of all, let's see whether the UI is integrated first let's see whether our UI, our front end is uh, exactly fit. So our blog app front end is exactly fit, but let's see the login part. Let's see login. See, it says a byte manifest is not found. So this is a common problem. So now we are going to remove a byte. Let's go to our resources, views, layouts, and applet.page. Let's search if there is a byte here. Byte. There's no byte here. Let's search for guest blade byte. So there is a byte here. Let's remove this byte. For now, we don't need a UI for our login and registration. Let's remove our UI. Maybe it will be distorted, but it's fine for now. Instead of making it complex by running npm, let's make it simple. So we made one change, so we need to update this. Let's say git add and say for git commit minus m. Let's say removed bytes. We remove bytes. Let's git push. Git push it. Let's push. Now we have pushed it. So now we have pushed it. After pushing, let's go to our render. Since we have pushed it, let's say clear build cache and deploy. We need to deploy it manually. See, the commit will be appeared here, removed byte. So it will deploy after removing the byte. So as I've already mentioned here, every git push trigger automated workflow that tests, builds, and deploy your application. So this eliminates manual deployment step and reduce human error. So every git push triggers automated workflow. So our git push and git commit will appear here, and it will run it again. At this point, our UI may be look distorted, but it will function properly. You can simply uh, update it using including byte and tailwind. For now, since it's learning process, use by removing the byte version. I have already removed byte version. I don't need it right now. We just use those distorted version of UI, but UI is also necessary. You need to include when you practice it for the first time. Let's wait it. Meanwhile, let's explain what our start script is all about. So at the top of our start script, we define a shell. This tells the system how to execute the script. Then we print the message. This is to justify for visibility. So we know the app starting. Now this part is very important. Then we check the environment if the file exists. If it doesn't exist, we copy it from example file. This ensures the app always has configuration. Next, we generate the application key. Laravel requires this key for security. Then we run a migration. This automatically creates a database table when the app starts. And then we create a storage link. This allows uploaded file to be accessible, and we ignore error here just in case it's already existed. Then we clear our cache. This ensures we don't run into configuration issue. And finally, we start our Laravel server, but notice this, we bind it to 0000 and port 1000. That means this requires an external service like render can access it. And then in our local machine, we make it executable. This allows Docker to actually run it. Think of it like giving permission to execute our file. Now our deploying is progressing well. Let's check it whether it's completed or not completed. Now it's building at the building stage. You can see here logs. So our Laravel Tinker is done. Almost done. We wait a little bit here. Since we are using a free instance in our render, it has slow with inactivity. So I've already mentioned that your free instance will spin down with inactivity, which can delay requests by 50 seconds or more. And generally, they have low speeds when we compare it to the licensed one. You can upgrade it and use the licensed version. This is learning purpose, so we are going to use the free version. So our application is now live. Our application is blog up ub99 render.com. Let's copy it and paste it. See, our UI is fine, but we have now, right now, we have removed a UI for this login and registration. It may look distorted, but it will work. Yeah, see, the UI is distorted, but it functions properly. Let's create a user anyway. Let's create a user like local. Let's create for Tom. Let's say Tom. Email Tom at gmail.com. Password. Let's say we have to create two users to test it. This information you are about to submit is not secure because the form is being submitted using connection that's not secure. Information will be visible to others. Let's say send it anyway. Let's save it. See, now Tom is logged in. Let's log out and create another user for John. Let's register John. As I've already said, the UI for login and registration is distorted because I have removed the byte version to make it simple and easy, because building those will take a long time. So to decrease complexity, I use a simple mechanism. So let's say password. You have created, let's say register, send it anyway. The email, okay. Email should be lowercase. It's functioning properly despite of the UI. Let's register it. Let's send it anyway. See, now John is on our blog. Let's log out. Let's log in as a Tom first. Let's log in as Tom. Let's say login. Send it anyway. Now let's create a new post. Let's go to Notepad. Let's go to Notepad. Let's create a blog as local things. Let's say AI powered cybersecurity tools. At the end, we will check whether it's functioning on our mobile device or not. We will see it. Let's choose a file. Our functionality should work properly. Everything, updating, editing should be work online. So let's publish it. See, there is no problem. We have created a single post now. The owner of the post is Tom, so Tom can edit, delete this post. Let's edit. Uh, let's say Tom one. This is Tom one. Let's update post. See, it's updated, so updating is work. Let's create another post for Tom. Let's create three posts for both Tom and John. Let's say let's choose a file. So let's publish it. See, cloud spending surpasses on-prem infrastructure for first time. Let's edit it. Let's make it Tom uh, log 2 because this allows us to check later on search mechanisms. Let's create the last log for Tom. Let's paste it. Let's to the file. Sorry. Let's publish it. See, we have three posts here. Let's edit and make it Tom 3. This is a third Tom's uh, post. Let's update the post. Next, logout. See, when we log out, our authorization is working. Only we see a view button. There is no edit or delete button for any unauthenticated user. Now let's log in as John. Let's make this John. Let's log in. Send it anyway. So again, John can see only the view button for the Thomas post. Now let's create a new post for John. Let's create quantum computing. Let's say that. Let's choose file, course. Let's publish it. See, we have published it. So now John can view, edit, and delete its post. Now let's check the edit button. Let's make it John one. Let's update post. Let's create another post. Let's make it quick. So generative AI regulation. Let's choose file. Let's make this John 2. Save time. Let's say John 2. Okay, now the last post, last news. Let's paste it here. Let's copy this. Let's choose file. Let's make it John 3. So now we are done with publishing posts. See our 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 authentication is worked and also our authorization is worked. So John only can view Tom's post and Tom can only see John's post. The edit button will be available for John for its own posts. So we have completed posting our blogs here. See how this looks great. It's very visually appealing. Now let's check the search functionality. Let's search for Tom. We have three options. See, Tom 3, Tom 2, and Tom 1. This is searching by title. Let's search for John. See, we have three Johns here. Next, let's search by content. Let's search by content. For example, let's search this development. Let's search it. See, we have development here. So it's checking both the content and the title. So now we are done. Our website is working properly. Let's log out it. See, our blog post looks very uh, appealing. As you can see from this, we have completed our Laravel tutorial course, starting from creating a blog app from first steps from scratch to the deployment stage. We have deployed it uh, effectively. So I will show you how the mobile interface, either on Android version or on iOS version, I can show you that. So it works properly. It looks fine. As you can see from that, it's working properly. So it's very important to follow each and every steps in our deployment. So our final result is this. so that our final result is a production ready platform, a complete Laravel app, full featured blogging platform with authentication, CRUD operation, responsive frontend, and accessible globally. Debugging skill mastered, real world troubleshooting, database issues, environmental configuration, asset completion, and session management. Next is environmental awareness, understanding difference between development and production environment prevents common deployment pitfalls. So there is a key lesson learned. Environmental configuration is critical. Never assume a development setting work in production. Stateless platform require external data storage, database, and cloud storage. Proper asset compilation and caching dramatically improve performance. CI and CD pipeline automate deployment and reduce human error. Docker ensures consistency across all environments. From beginner to real world developer, mastering the full cycle from code production teaches a valuable skill that transforms theoretical knowledge into practical expertise. So now we have completed the deployment finishes. Our application is live. Everything runs automatically. Everything is run automatically. No manual setup, no server command, just your code running in production. Thank you very much. This is all about Laravel tutorial series. We have started from scratch and we have deployed our blog app. Thank you very much for being here. And next time we will start another tutorial on another programming language. Till then, have a great day, have a great time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.